What is going on, guys and gals? Thank you so much for being part of this video. Thank you for being part of this channel. Before we start this video, I am doing business consultations, whether you're doing non-CDL hotshot, CDL hotshot, or you're doing full-size semi-trucking, or thinking about getting into any of those. Definitely hit me up down below, howtohotshot.com. My prices are very reasonable. I'm just here to help you, give you the insights that I've learned over the last 5 years of having my own company. Now, guys and gals, let's get into this video. Like the title says, if you do this, it is going to ruin your company. And I am not kidding, guys. This is something that I've seen multiple times over, that people have got themselves into this position when they're doing non-CDL or CDL hotshot, and they have a very, very difficult time getting out of it. Now, what is this problem I'm talking about? This is buying very expensive equipment, taking out a massive loan for that equipment, and running the loan terms to 5, 6, or 7 years. Now, when we first got into trucking, we wanted to go out and buy a semi-truck. I had a lot of information about what it took to buy a car because I sold cars, so I knew that I could buy an F350 or an F450, just from the local dealership, and what it took to buy that. But I didn't know much about the commercial finance aspect or buying a semi-truck. So we had a good amount of money down. A friend of mine, we drove to Tulsa, Oklahoma to buy a semi-truck, and we basically got shut down. They would not sell us a truck because no bank would loan us the money on a truck because we did not have CDLs, and our company was not super established, right? We had just started our employee authority. We were about to buy insurance after we got the truck, all that good stuff, right? We just got our numbers. And so we got shut down. So what did we do? We kind of took a step back, and then we found out about hotshot trucking, and then we jumped into that, right? Because it was easy to buy an F350. And a lot of people jump into hotshot because it's easier to get the equipment, because you can go through, your local dealership, and you can do a personal finance in your name, and they will sell you an F350, F450, even an F550. It's a lot easier to do so. But what happens is we go in there and we buy that equipment, we put a normal, car loan term on it, whether that's 60 months, 72 months, even some people are doing 84 months, right? And they get a better interest rate because they're doing a longer term, and they have a lower monthly payment. And they're thinking, whoa, this is great. I want to have the lowest monthly payment possible. And I'm not against, having the lowest monthly payment possible. So when you're in those really difficult times, you're not putting, tons of levels of stress on you. But what really is going to destroy your company is to understand how long that equipment is actually going to be useful. And I'm talking about the truck. The trailers, a lot of times you can get a little bit more time out of them. But that F350, F450, or F550 that you're buying truly is only going to last you at the max probably 3 years. If you get 3 good years of running. Obviously, if the truck sits for a year, you're still going to have another year. But if it's sitting, you're not making any money. Because if you're doing OTR, over the road hotshot trucking, you're going to do probably 10,000 miles per month. I would say on average 100,000 miles per year, because obviously you're not running every single month 10,000 miles per month. 100,000 miles per year. Those trucks, in normal terms of being used, probably last, let's say 300,000 miles. But it takes a normal farmer, let's say 8, 9, 10 years to put 300,000 miles on their truck, using it around the farm. You're going to put 300,000 miles on your new truck in probably 3 years. And after that, you're going to be thinking, I need a new truck. I need to get out of this truck and I need to buy another one. But maybe those 3 years weren't the best when it comes to a trucking market. You didn't make a ton of money. So all you did was make your monthly minimum payment on that truck. You now are probably $30,000 flipped. $30,000 in negative equity you probably have on that truck from what you owe on it and what that truck is actually worth. And I've seen it time and time and time again, because now you're in a position, where you have so much negative equity on this truck, you cannot get out of it. You can't sell it. You don't have the cash in your bank to pay off the debt that you owe on it. So you're just stuck, and you can't buy a new truck because maybe your company didn't make a ton of money, profits. So, when you're going out to try to get another loan on your company, on yourself personally, they're saying, well, your company doesn't make enough money. You already have this debt. We're not going to give you another truck, right? So you're basically stuck. And this is why I tell people a lot of times to really watch out when they're jumping into non-CDL and CDL hotshot, because a lot of people think, well, I just need to get on the road and get experience and this, that, and the other. You can put yourself in a lot worse position just jumping into it without, really taking the time to assess all of these things that I'm telling you. And that's one of the upsides of, full-size semi-trucking, is you can pay the exact same amount of money on a used semi-truck. Let's say, for example, you bought a brand new F550 for $75,000. You could pay $75,000 for a used, 2018, 2019 Peterbilt 579 with 300,000 miles. And that Peterbilt's probably still going to give you 5 years out of it, right? For 75 grand, you know, that new Ford that you got for 75 grand is only going to give you probably 3 years if you're running on the road hard, right? So that's really the problem we run into, is these trucks just are not going to last as long as a semi truck is going to last, because a semi truck obviously is built to do what we're doing with it. The Ford, whether you want to say, well, yeah, it can definitely haul the weight, it definitely can, but it was not built to be in tow haul mode for 10,000 miles per month, commercially hauling all across the United States. Like, that's not what it was built for. The semi trucks, that's what they are built for, right? And so you're just going to get more bang for your buck if you go with a bigger setup, because not only are you going to have more life with that truck, hopefully, I mean, obviously anything can happen to any piece of equipment at any time, but you're also going to have more freight options, right? You can survive a bad economy, bad trucking market better with a semi truck than you can with a Hotshot, because you only have those 300,000 miles. Every mile matters, right? You have to get paid for every mile because you owe so much money on that truck and you need to pay it down. So the one thing I know that will destroy your business if you are not careful is taking out a huge, massive equipment loan, putting little to no money down, and only paying the monthly payments if you're doing Hotshot trucking. So watch out for that, guys. Hopefully you can learn something from this video. I'm really just trying to help you. These are issues that I see pop up all the time. Like I said, if you're looking for consultation, www.howtohotshot.com. Contact me there. I'd love to talk to you and kind of help you and see where you're on your journey and see what I can do for you. But I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.